difficult for the Flyers to really get that long breakaway pass going.
Derek Schmidt. Blocked by Curry. Yes, it is Curry coming out with Krushelnyski. And Crossman for the Flyers wraps it back to center ice. Huddy being checked by Rich Sutter, who takes the man all the way out into the boards. For our local systems, we'll pause now. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs only on USA.
Halford, that's the roll 'em sign, so take it away, Al Albert.
The Flyers would like to start to roll them. Down 2 goals here with 12:30 remaining in the third period. And McClellan shoots it in. Froze wanders to help his team out, but loses at the point. Huddy. Lindstrom. And McClellan with Hunter in front. McClellan circles. Lindstrom blocked as Hospodar was there to take it right off of Lindstrom's stick. Here's Lindstrom again. And we have a penalty coming up. The booing from the crowd. You know it's on the Oilers.
It's to Dave Hunter, and he did a little mugging on Brian Propp. So Hunter's off to the penalty box. One player we haven't really noticed a great deal out here in this game tonight, nor in this series we can really say, is Brian Propp. And Brian Propp was such a great contributor during the course of the regular season, but yet Propp hasn't really been that visible during the course of this series so far. And there's the penalty to Hunter. Propp was the man in orange that was going down on the ice. So Hunter to the penalty box, and this gives the Philadelphia Flyers an opportunity on the power play. They're only down by 2, so a long game yet.
During the regular season, when the Flyers swept 3 from the Oilers, Propp was their leading scorer with 4 goals. There's a kneeing penalty call on Hunter at 7:58. And the Flyers on the power play. Gretzky coming out, 2-on-2 with Curry. Gretzky fakes the shot, walks in, and then he is twisted around by Howe. Crowd screams, no penalty call. Flyers fly back with Tocchet sending it in. Tocchet planting himself in front. Gretzky not out. Crossman slaps it in. The tip. Fuhr gobbles it up.
Well, Fuhr just got his glove on that one in time. The Flyers really haven't had a lot of luck around the net. But then again, you've got to bear down and put those loose pucks in the net. Let's take a look, first of all, at Wayne Gretzky's shot, his rush, and watch the move here by Mark Howe and Crossman. Howe just gets that stick wrapped around Gretzky, pulls Gretzky down, and then Howe pursues the puck, and on up the ice he goes. But Wayne Gretzky, right after he fell, I'll tell you, he was no sooner down on the ice than he was up on his feet, and talk about hustle all the way back in his own end zone. He knew they were down a man.
A minute 6 to go in the power play for the Flyers. Zessel brings it in and wraps it around. Todd Bergen back to Zessel, who overskates. Propp digging for it as Zessel takes Coffey out, but it is Coffey who gets the pin and the faceoff.
Well, we don't want to overdo it with the emphasis on specialty teams, but you've got to have great goaltending to win a Stanley Cup. You've got to have, obviously, talent on your team, but specialty teams come into it so much. And the Flyers have just failed on their power play so often. Brian Propp out there on the ice right now, and boy, he is overdue to put a few pucks in the net.
Propp has a goal and an assist in the 4 games in this series. He is still the leading scorer in the playoffs for the Flyers with 7 goals and 10 assists. But then again, Tim Kerr is still second with 14 points, and he has not played in a while. He's missed 6 games. Love to have him in here right now. It was thought that he may dress just for these particular spot instances of playing on the power play, trying to take root in front of the goal. Fuhr catches that one with Propp and Bergen right at the doorstep. 32 seconds left in Hunter's penalty for Edmonton.
Well, when you think back now in the first and second period, Grant Fuhr has really been quite a difference in this game. Let's take a look. As you can see, that high fly here, but Fuhr is just picking it right out of the air, gloves it nicely, just as Propp was on top of him, but Propp had no chance on that one. Fuhr followed it beautifully all the way. Fuhr has done an excellent job of giving the Oilers an opportunity to make the comeback in the first place.
And it was Fuhr who faced only the third penalty shot ever in Stanley Cup final history in the first period, and stopping Ron Sutter. There are those who question whether that should have been a penalty shot call, but Kerry Fraser blew it down and put that puck at center ice. Coffey just quick sticks that one out of there, getting it out of danger.
The Oilers can afford to do that right now, provided they don't get a delay of the game. But Glenn Sather, realizing that when his club has got they have the 5-3 lead, they've got 25 seconds left to kill on Hunter's penalty, so just keep the pace down as slow as you possibly can, regardless of that means throwing the puck right out of the rink.
25 seconds on the power play. Peter Zessel, the outstanding rookie for the Flyers. And he bumps Messier. Propp looking for Bergen at the point, and it is cleared out by Gretzky. Down to 15 seconds before Hunter comes on the ice. Poulin heading in, shoots just wide. Missed the post by an inch. Poulin with Coffey in his way. Blocked by Curry, who's really doing a job coming back. And Propp unable to take control right in front. Here's Coffey with Hunter. Coffey to Hunter. He shoots. Oh, what a save by Froese. He got it with the stick. With the score, Edmonton 5 and the Flyers 3. USA's exclusive coverage continues.
Can you believe it? JT with an $18 million contract?
Sure is a long way from the playground.
Think he still drinks Strohs?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
JT, Mr. Anderson.
Richard. Timothy.
This is all right.
Glad he didn't forget his friend.
Or Strohs. Where is the Strohs?
Out by the pool.
The pool?
Strohs and Strohlights.
Now that's a cooler.
Fire brewed for smoother taste.
Well, Grant Fuhr's done a little of everything here tonight, and right now he's even cleaning up the ice. Let's take a look, and what a great job here Fuhr made once again on Dave Poulin's shot. He just went and made an excellent pad save. Now let's take a look at the Oilers' opportunity when Coffey came breaking out. Dave Hunter just tries to get that puck up, but Froese himself makes a good save. A little lucky, perhaps. He was diving across, moving from his left to his right, just got that stick in the way of the puck. Hunter was pretty upset.
Hunter put it up in the air, would have been 6-3. 9:42 remaining in the third period. Oilers looking to take a 3-1 advantage with a victory here. And the Flyers with the puck. Bergen, the long shot. You hear that one come off the glass, and Fuhr covers up at a tough angle. Could have also deflected off of Fuhr into the goal.
Everyone in the NHL talks so much about Al McInnes's shot from the Calgary Flames this year. I think next year when they get a full look at Todd Bergen for a season, that many may be saying that this man has the hardest shot in the NHL. Todd Bergen just let go with that rocket, and did it ever smack up against the plexiglass and then rebounded right out in front of Fuhr. Fuhr took no chances. Bergen, a great drive.
Here's a fifth-round draft pick, just 21 years of age, came up late in the season in 14 games, scored 11 points with 5 assists. And he's the Flyers' third leading scorer in the playoffs with 4 goals and 9 assists.
A shot like that, that's all he has to do, is just keep shooting away in this league, and he's going to get himself a fair number of points.
Well, the Flyers need him right now. They trail by 2 goals, and we're coming down now to 9 minutes left in the third period. Joe Patterson, number 28 for the Flyers. And it is Hunter winding it up, shooting it in and chasing after it. Dvorak for Philadelphia. Rick Sutter on the right wing plays it off the boards. Hunter, as Sutter takes a run at him. Fogelin slaps it in. 8.5 minutes left. Oilers sitting on a 2-goal lead. Mark Howe, long pass to Sutter. Derek Smith looking for Ron Sutter in front. Smith is pinned in there by Messier, who loses his stick. Rick Sutter, who started it all off by scoring a goal at 46 seconds of the game. Scrapping continues. Derek Smith. Now back the other way. Anderson with Ron Sutter missing the check and blasting himself into the boards. 8 minutes left. And now Gretzky back on the ice, looking to become the first player ever to score back-to-back hat tricks in Stanley Cup final history. He had 3 goals all in the first period in game number 3. He has 2 here tonight. Coffey revving it up for the Oilers. Here's Coffey streaking in. Gretzky puts it in front. 7.5 minutes to go. Poulin trying to break in, or rather prop. Mark Howe, long pass. Prop, Poulin, and Tuckett, the line for the Flyers. And Mark Howe curls back for Philadelphia. Gretzky slaps it in. Curry still been scoreless in the series. Gretzky with Krushelnyski cutting in front. Gretzky still staying with it. Krushelnyski over skates. And it is Tuckett. Loses to Gretzky with Curry. Right in front. Krushelnyski walks in. Kick save by Froze. Krushelnyski thwarted again.
Well, Froze makes a pretty good save. Mike Liut had told me that as a goaltender, oh, here's a chance.
Craven can't get the shot off.
Liut had told me as a goaltender that he just senses when Gretzky has 2 goals, boy, he is really going for that third, and he just puts on unbelievable energies in order to do so.
6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this third period. Marsh wheeling out away from Lindstrom. The steal by Lindstrom. He heads in. And Sinisalo carrying out. Loses to McClellan. Picked up by Hospodar. Sinisalo with speed. Fuhr taking charge of that bullet. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Marsh gets the whistle. For our local systems, we'll pause now. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs only on USA Sports. Back in a moment.
What is green pastures? That's the experience of Green Pastures Restaurant.
Game to turn around a 3-1 deficit. Flyers stormed out of the gate in that first period. But it has been all Oilers, with Gretzky scoring the last 2 goals.
Well, you can see that the Oilers really have just got a little bit more control in the strength department and in the speed. The Flyers showing a little bit of weariness, but 1 goal right here by the Flyers sure changes things, doesn't it?
Well, this is the time they struck in game number 3. The backhand and the screen, and it's passed away by Lowe, and there's the whistle for the hand pass as it was picked up by his teammate. Glenn Anderson just smiling at Joe Patterson. You got to be kidding, he says. You're watching Stanley Cup playoffs live, coast to coast, only on USA.
Now's the time to stop what you're doing and start for Toyota. Wherever you see this sign, your Toyota dealer is waiting to help you land a bargain on over 28,000 trucks and cargo vans. Load up for less with Truck Extra Value packages. You can save up to $659. Special factory-to-dealer incentives could hook you some big savings on cargo vans and Toyota's best-selling 4x2s. They're in stock now. Wait over to your Toyota dealer and reel in a bargain.
Following the game, the mobile player of the game will be joining Al Troutwig to talk about this one. The banners of the Edmonton Oilers. 3 for winning the Smythe Division. 3 for the Campbell Conference, and the white one in the middle. Stanley Cup champions, 83-84. It is Anderson coming out for Edmonton. 3 Flyers are back. Edmonton trying to beat them all. Right in front, Napier. As Anderson had set that one up. 5 minutes and 13 seconds left in this third period. Joe Patterson unable to take the outside route on Lee Fogelin. And stick handling out is Kevin Lowe. Wrapping it off the boards, intended for Napier, but too long. Prop behind Patterson. And Huddy is right on his case. Gary Curry. And now it is Coffey. Curry looking for Esser Tikkanen, who has not played much tonight. Perhaps 2 or 3 shifts. Gretzky heading in. He fires! And Froze got a piece of that. Right off the top of his glove. Tikkanen. He is bottled up. Gretzky slaps at it with Ron Sutter. Tikkanen kicking at the puck. Huddy across to Coffey. Coffey, and it's kicked out by Froze. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third period as the Flyers 2 goals behind. And that is slapped into the crowd. And we'll have a face-off with 4:03 remaining.
Charlie Huddy's going to the bench for a breather. It seems that Wayne Gretzky's line is out there every second shift, and they've had a combination, I should say Wayne Gretzky and Yari Curry have had a combination on their left side with them tonight, but Mike Keenan has had to face the matchups that have been presented to him, and when you see Gretzky coming out there every second shift, boy, that's pretty tough to defend against.
Craven 32 for the Flyers, and it is Hunter who takes it and goes against Hospodar. Hunter and Lindstrom, along with McClellan. Line full of adventure for the Oilers. Lindstrom all over Mark Howe. McClellan looks in front. He has Hunter. Hunter certainly having his opportunities in tonight's game.
Well, you know, I think Dave Hunter has been skating and playing some of his best hockey that I've seen him during the course of the whole playoffs.
3 minutes, 23 seconds left. Third period. The Oilers 5, the Flyers 3. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Bobby, toss me the flashlight. Here, catch.
One reason why a Durabeam flashlight is so dependable is because it's so incredibly rugged. Another reason is it comes with Duracell batteries that'll work, even after lying around unused for 2 years.
I can't believe you threw that.
You said toss me the flashlight.
Durabeam from Duracell. It really works when you need it.
Grant Fuhrer, Wayne Gretzky, Kevin Lowe, Mark Messier, all candidates for the mobile player of the game. All have played well for the Edmonton Oilers. Join me at the end of this game for our mobile player of the game interview right here on USA. Back to Alan Garrett.
And it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining as the crowd here in Edmonton chanting, "The cup stays here." Well, the Oilers may be moving just one win away from making that come true.
We had talked earlier in the game about how Glenn Sather had inserted some of the players in his lineup tonight thinking exactly that and counteracting against what Mike Keenan was trying to do, but Really, I think that putting Randy Gregg in the lineup tonight, when some had questioned putting him in Thursday's game instead in Game 5, I think it was an excellent move because Sather knew that this was the game tonight that they had to win. Otherwise, it would have been a real downer if the Flyers could win it. That way, the Oilers knew they would have to go all the way back to Philadelphia for Game 6.
And that will be on the Flyers' mind when they come out Thursday. And now they're shoving. Brian Propp taking exception to Glenn Anderson.
Anderson's been involved in that corner a couple of times in the last few minutes. We're talking about the combinations that Glenn Sather sends out. As you look at Brian Propp getting lots of ice time in these last few minutes, hoping to be able to put that puck in the net. Whenever you can continue to come out with Gretzky and Curry and whoever that left side winger is, and then come right back with Messier and Anderson, and again, accumulation of players on the left side, and you just have one difficult time defending against that much speed, let alone the fact they've got Coffey and Huddy and Lowe back at the point that can skate pretty well themselves.
Flyers have not scored since midway in the first period when Murray Craven scored at 11:32 of the first to make it 3-1 Philadelphia. But the Oilers turning it around, and they could thank Brand Fuhr also for making that possible. Right in front, Propp's shot hits the side of the net. Golfed out by Anderson, kept in by Propp. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Krushelnyski bumped off the play. And now it is Kosman with plenty of ice. Waiting for his team to go on, get onside. Fuhr leaves it for Huddy. Hits his man on the right wing. And here is Coffey. Back to Curry. And Foes getting in front of that one. Ron Sutter is taken down with a jolting check. Tikkanen running at Brian Propp. Here's Rich Sutter. Onto the stick of Marsh. He shoots. Right in front and cleared by Curry. Gretzky is dumped. Almost came out all alone. Curry really playing a good game back in his own zone. Coming back to help out. Ron Sutter busting out the Oilers with Gretzky. Watched by Sutter. A minute 40 remaining.
I'll tell you, Tikkanen did a pretty good job showing some strength along the boards in his own end zone, and Sather puts him out there the dying minutes of a hockey game, so you know how much confidence he has in this young player already.
After not playing him that much tonight. A minute and a half to go. The crowd now spirited as they sense the third victory in this Stanley Cup Finals for the Edmonton Oilers. 1 minute, 24 seconds. The captain of the Flyers, an injured Dave Poulin. And Mike Keenan now has to come up with strategy to pull out game number 5. Unless, of course, he gets the miracle here.
Well, he's going to be looking for a way to get Froze out of the lineup, or out of the nets, I should say, to the bench, and that's got to happen soon. They've got 2 to score, not just 1.
Here's Hunter with a minute, 10 seconds remaining. And very quickly, the veteran linesman, over 20 years of service, John D'Amico, gets in the middle there, doesn't want anything to break out now. It has been a clean hockey game. No disturbances, roughing or fighting situations. The Ed Hospodar situation for now has blown over, as the Oilers have come back here tonight after trailing 3-1. 4 unanswered goals to take a 5-3 lead. Ray Scapanello, the linesman, now in a discussion with Poulin, steps in to take the draw with McClellan. Mark Howe, McClellan right on him.
Last minute of play in the third quarter.
And the crowd cheers the announcement of the final minute of the period. Hospodar and Hunter. Well, perhaps it hasn't blown over. Hospodar is out there with the checking line. Hunter and McClellan of the Oilers. Fogelin, 35 seconds to go. And Froese unable to get out of his net. You would say he is frozen in there. The crowd responding. They're standing. They're cheering with 21 seconds left. Here's an opportunity for Philadelphia. Patterson misses in front. Froese comes out with Gretzky heading in. 9 seconds left. Patterson, the shot, swept away by Fuhr. The countdown. The Edmonton Oilers behind the sensational goaltending of Grant Fuhr have beaten the Flyers in Game 4 and have taken a 3-1 advantage going into Thursday night, where they can wrap it up right here at home in front of their hometown fans. The shots on goal in that third period. The Oilers 10, the Flyers 7 for the game. The Oilers 32 shots, the Flyers 23. Coming up, our mobile player of the game will be joining Al Trautwig. Wayne Gretzky's 2 goals snap the tie as the Oilers defeat the Flyers by the score of 5-3. We'll return with our mobile player of the game right after this. The Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta.
Sounds like there's a bear in the beer.
What are we going to do?
I'll be right back.
Where's he going?
He's going to get that beer from that bear.
That's not just a bear. That's a grizzly.
Yeah, but that's not just a beer. That's fire brewed Stroh's. I thought we had 3 cases.
Well, had to make a deal.
Stroh's and Stroh Light, fire brewed for smoother taste.
Ain't nobody like my body. That's about the size of it. So I personalize my size with Levi's 501 blues. They shrink to fit. They're the blues that make me feel good. Levi's 501 blues. Love them blues. Oh yeah.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. She'll love a gift from the Norelco ladies line.
Norelco, we put quality first.
Dear Naomi, all is lost. Hostile natives captured my jet ski. My round-the-world trip has ended tragically. Please, don't bother to search. I'll never forget you or your mother. Aloha, Henry.
Here I go, Saki Hank, baby!
Oh, no, not now, Hanoki. I'm too bereaved.
After we say goodnight from here at the Northlands Coliseum, coming up in its entirety, the finals of the Hombre Soler World Team Cup. USA versus Czechoslovakia. That will be on USA from Dusseldorf, West Germany. The final score here at the Northlands Coliseum in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Championship. The Edmonton Oilers 5 and the Philadelphia Flyers 3. The only goal in that third period came at 3:42. It was a goal the Oilers wouldn't need. Gretzky's second of the game from Glenn Anderson and Mark Messier, and that was the final tally of the game. Our mobile player of the game tonight, 1 goal, 2 assists, always a main man for the Oilers on defense. No question about his performance tonight, Charlie Huddy. Charlie, this was a complete reversal from the last game where the Oilers played well in the first and faded in the second and third. Tonight you played, I'd say, not your best first period, but in the second and third you really shut down Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's for sure. We came out a little bit slow at the start, and I'm sure they realized that last game we got those 2 quick goals on them, and they wanted to come out and have a good start, and they did. They worked hard and got a couple of quick goals on us. We had some bad plays, in their end and coming back. We didn't have guys picking up guys in our end, and they got 2 quick goals on us.
Charlie, I'd have to rank your goal as perhaps the most important of this game. We're going to go back with the scoreboard clock reading less than 2 minutes to go. Charlie Huddy will get the puck, and you just ripped this one.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was a great pass by Paul Coffey, and I just fired it at the net. And we usually, on the power play, we've been having time at the points to let the shot go, and we've been trying to get guys in front to screen the goalie, and it was fortunate enough to get by him.
Well, that came at 18:23, and after the first period of play, it was 3-2, and of course the Philadelphia Flyers would never score again. Charlie, A, did you sense a weakness in Pelle Lindbergh, and B, did you sense the Flyers were tired?
I guess maybe Pelle got a little bit tired. We had a lot of shots, and I guess the scouting report on him is if he has a lot of shots, he gets a little bit tired, and he doesn't have those water bottles, I guess, that he realized that he needed, and getting dehydrated, and it does tire you out somewhat, and I guess that had a little bit to do with it.
What about the Flyers as a team, though?
I think they did get a little bit tired maybe near the end. Our guys started to skate well in the second and third period, and when you have guys like Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson, Yari Curry skating at you all the time, and they're only using 4 defensemen, it makes it pretty tough on a defenseman back there. You don't have much time, and their guards are taking the body very well.
What were you most proud of tonight that the Oilers were able to do?
Well, I'd have to say not getting rattled when we were down 2 goals, holding our own and just fighting back. And when we got close, we didn't try to open it up and try to get that goal really early. And then again, when it was tied, we just held our own and we waited it out, and we were very patient, and we were fortunate enough to get a big goal.
Charlie, yesterday, I'm assuming you were at the NHL luncheon at the convention center. Glenn Sather said, not that we didn't respect the Islanders last year, but we're afraid of the Philadelphia Flyers. What do the Flyers have that the Islanders didn't have last year?
Well, I think probably they don't have as many injuries as the Islanders did last year. They had quite a few injuries, and this year the Flyers, they have a lot of young guys, and they realize that they're in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they're working very hard out there, and they're taking the body well, and especially the first game in Philadelphia, they played a great game. And we realized that these young guys, they wanted to beat us, and there's no way the guys wanted to give it up. And we just said we're going to have to outwork them along the boards, be able to take the hit and and hit them back and try to tire them out.
All right, Charlie, 1 goal, 2 assists, great game, and a big win. Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Charlie Huddy of the Edmonton Oilers, our mobile player of the game. And for being accorded that honor, we'd like him to receive a handsome multicolored windbreaker from Toyota Line's fine line of genuine Toyota sportswear. And we're going to give him a Kodak disc camera. Just pull it out of your pocket, and it's ready, aim, shoot, and smile, because you're going to get it with the Kodak disc. And so the Edmonton Oilers at home now have a chance to win the Cup at home. A 5-3 win and a 3-1 lead in the 1985 Stanley Cup.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. The technology behind it gives this driver engine protection he can depend on. And this driver. And this driver. And this driver. Mobil synthetic oil technology. There's no finer engine protection on Earth or anywhere else.
I like things that last. This old car runs like a watch. My house is over 96 years old. Been married to Enid 23 years. Here's the first new thing I bought in 8 years. 9. It's a Honda lawnmower. Overhead valve design. Real durable. I bought it because it'll last. Like my dog, 12 years old. Known Fred forever. This shirt belonged to my dad.
The Honda lawnmower. It could be the last lawnmower you ever buy.
At one point in tonight's game, the Flyers led 3-1, but they would never score again. The Oilers with 4 unanswered goals, and they now lead this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Championship Series 3-1. Now, the Oilers came into tonight's game knowing that if they won tonight, they'd have a chance to win this Cup at home. A loss here at home, and they'd never play again at the Northlands with a chance to win the Cup. That game on Thursday, the next game, Game 5, will be the last game the Oilers play here because of the 2-3-2 format in this year's Stanley Cup Championship. Mike Liuta is with me in the studio. Mike, the goaltending situation with Philadelphia was, of course, something of note tonight. What else about the game impressed you?
Well, what impressed me is what Charlie Huddy talked about, Edmonton not panicking, not getting really too far out of their game plan and coming back, getting a goal and making the most of it. But I think what you have to really realize is the fact that they have lost Philadelphia, that is. They're not their composure, but they're tired, and they're just not the same team that we saw in Game 1, and I think that that's going to have a profound effect in Game 5 on Thursday.
The Flyers came out of the locker room tonight with so much energy. It was amazing. I mean, it seemed like a different team in comparison to the one we saw here in Game 3. But then, as you said, the energy reserves go low, and then you start missing passes that you normally make. You start going offside when you normally don't. All those things go wrong.
Yeah, no question. I think that one of the two things that I look for are the offsides. Philadelphia, very disciplined club, and they started to go offside a lot. And also, what was happening was that they were falling down. And any time that somebody falls down, there's no real reason. You just bump a little bit, and the player happens to go down. It's an indication that he's getting weak in the legs, and he just doesn't have that strength to go that extra mile, as it were. And I think that's what you're seeing in the series. Edmonton's just too much, too strong.
All right, we'll have some more down here, but for the moment, let's go back to Al Albert and Gary Green.
Philadelphia Flyers were up 3-1 in this game. They certainly had their chance, let it get away, and you're talking about what may be going through the mind of Mike Keenan.
Well, when you're up 3-1 against this Edmonton team, that's exactly where you want to be. I think that maybe Mike Keenan might second-guess himself now. Does he say, should I have reverted back to playing a very disciplined defensive style of game since we had them up 3-1? I mean, you can second-guess yourself to death. The point is, I think that the game plan was established. Philadelphia came out. They were playing aggressively. They were getting in on top of the Oilers, and they were forcing them to make mistakes. That's the only way you can beat the Edmonton Oilers, but it seems that however you play, they're going to find a way to beat you.
You know, in the last two games, the Oilers have only one goal on a 5-on-5 situation, the regular shift. In game number 3, they scored 4 goals on a 4-on-4, or rather 3 goals. And here tonight, they score 4 goals on a power play.
Well, I think the power play for the Edmonton Oilers was certainly extremely good tonight, but I think it also showed that the Philadelphia Flyers are getting pretty weary in their own end zone. When you have to play against the Edmonton Oilers in your own end zone, because that's what you're talking about when they're on the power play, then you get caught in situations whereby you have to use all the energy possible. You've got to move quickly. Speed is of essence, and that is when the difference really shows between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Edmonton Oilers, I think. And Brad Marsh is getting tired out there. Crossman and Howe have seen an awful lot of ice time. They've got to be getting pretty tired. And overall, even the forwards look like they're slowing down just a pace or two.
Speaking of getting tired, the goaltenders. Grant Fuhr will be playing his 30th straight game on Thursday night. He was sensational here tonight. And Pelle Lindbergh pulled for the second straight game. What's up for game number 5? Who's in goal?
Well, that's a question that I guess Mike Keenan's going to have to answer. Do you go back with Bobby Froese? He played pretty well when he has come in, and certainly tonight in the third period, you can't blame Froese. He let in the one goal, but after that, he made some pretty good saves. Do you go with a hunch and go with Bobby Froese and say, well, look, maybe the team will really respond to him? He's been an excellent goaltender for us during the course of the season until he got injured, and he hasn't really been utilized much, so you know he's fresh. Do you go with him, or do you go with the guy that really got you here, Pelle Lindbergh? I think if it came down to my decision, you got to go with what got you here, and Pelle Lindbergh got them here.
Well, last year, the Edmonton Oilers split their first 2 games in New York against the Islanders, then came back here to Edmonton, won 3 in a row to win the Cup in 5 games. Now this year, Al Troutwig, they're trying to see if history repeats, splitting the first 2 games in Philadelphia, and Thursday night, they go for their 3rd straight here in Edmonton and for their 2nd consecutive Cup.
And Al, as we look ahead to that game on Thursday night, we really don't know what Mike Keenan is going to do. He's made some surprising moves. But whenever you get down in a series, it's up to a team to say, okay, let's take it one period, one game at a time. And that leadership's got to come from the coaches. What would you like to hear the coaches say for Philadelphia?
Well, I don't think there's anything that they're going to say that's going to make that much of a difference, or these guys haven't already heard. But they're going to have to stress the fact that there is no tomorrow, let's use a cliche, and the fact that we can't win the games in Philadelphia until we win this game tonight. And to stress the fact that if we do win this game, even though we're still down a game and we still have to win both of them in Philadelphia, it is our building, and we are going home to our place. We have something to play for.
Okay, so the Philadelphia Flyers know one thing. Either way, they'll be going home on Thursday night. They can either go home happy with some more games to come, or they can go home sad. That'll be Thursday night here on USA. We thank you for joining us for tonight's Game 4. The final score once again, the Edmonton Oilers 5 and the Philadelphia Flyers 3. The Oilers on the verge of their 2nd straight cup. The Stanley Cup Championship on USA has been brought to you by Toyota's exciting cars and trucks for 1985. Toyota invites you to see them at your local dealer. By the Stroh Brewery Company, brewers of Stroh's, Old Milwaukee, and other fine beers. By Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. You can't buy better engine protection. By Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic. And by Ford and your local Ford dealer, who invite you to drive the new Ford Escort. Have you